Hi, I'm Kate, also known as the Daily Tarot Girl, and welcome to your weekly tarot card reading. For this week's reading, I am using the Modern Witch Tarot by Sterle. And my intention with this week's reading is just to get a snapshot of the week ahead, just kind of get an overview of some of the themes, energies, ideas, opportunities for the week ahead. Okay, so a card just fell out of the deck, so I'm gonna choose this one as the card for Monday, Six of Pentacles. So we've got Six of Pentacles for Monday, and I'm just going to choose the other two cards, but not look at them yet. Okay. So I'm choosing 3 cards. Each card is going to represent a portion of the upcoming week. All right, so card for Monday, this is the jumper card. We've got the Six of Pentacles. Okay, so let's see if, there we go. Okay, so Six of Pentacles for the beginning of the week. All right, so we see a woman giving gifts. And it almost looks like the way she's holding the gifts, it looks like she's going to offer it to one person, but it's like she's withholding it from someone else. So there is this theme of giving and withholding. It's this theme between knowing when to be generous and to generously give, whether that's your time, your energy, your money, knowing when to be generous and to give, and knowing when to hold back. So knowing when to withhold your generosity, basically. Yeah, that's what I'm getting with this card. And there is this there's also this balance between giving and receiving. And the people that are receiving look like they're begging. So they're on their knees. Let's see if I can, there we go. They're on their knees and it looks like they're begging. And to me, this card is asking you to examine your relationship to giving and receiving. Are you comfortable asking for help? Are you comfortable receiving someone else's generosity, or does that make you uncomfortable? And how comfortable are you giving and being generous? Or is that something that you sometimes struggle with? It's kind of asking you to look at that. And I'm guessing, because this is the card for the beginning of the week, that some sort of event or situation might kind of trigger some of these issues within you and kind of force you to sort of look at your relationship to giving and receiving. I also feel like the Six of Pentacles is asking you to be honest when it comes to money and your finances and being able to kind of balance your budget. So being aware of how much money are you spending on things, how much money is coming in, how much of what you're spending is necessity versus not necessity, and just kind of looking at the inflow and the outflow of money this week. Okay, interesting. Seven of Swords reversed. So I wasn't aware that I reversed cards in this deck, but I guess I did. So we've got the Seven of Swords reversed. And I'm just gonna look at it upright first. Okay, so, okay, you may struggle with being authentic this week in certain relationships and situations. So to me, so the Seven of Swords upright, this is about, to me, the challenge of the Seven of Swords is being real, being authentic, not having to be sneaky about something. Because when we're sneaky, when we lie, when we're sneaky, oftentimes it's because deep down we might want to be honest and upfront and bold and be who we are, but we're worried about upsetting people, rocking the boat, losing something. So then we may be somewhat deceitful, and not necessarily in a big way. This could just be like, I think sometimes we're inauthentic in little tiny ways, like saying things we don't really mean, or agreeing with someone when we don't really agree with them, just because like we're like, oh, I can't be bothered to like disagree and and waste all that energy with an argument. But the Seven of Swords reversed shows some kind of difficulty, some kind of struggle with being authentic and being real and just being who you are. And it's interesting, when you look at a card upside down, you see things that you don't really see when you look at it upright. And to me, the swords look like ski poles when I look at it upside down. That's what it makes me think of. It makes me think of like skiing or something. I don't know what that means or if that's even relevant. But I'm going to put this card to the side. We might come back to this. I want to look at the card for the end of the week. The card for the end of the week is the Wheel of Fortune. All right. So Wheel of Fortune is a major arcana card, and the Wheel of Fortune is all about the wheel of time. So we can see the Wheel of Fortune as being like a clock. So you can think of like a watch, like the face of a clock, time going by. You could think of the wheel as being like a Ferris wheel, going around and around and around and around. But the Wheel of Fortune draws our attention to the cyclical nature of time. And those cycles are important because going through a cycle gives you a chance to notice patterns in the cycle. And you can choose to do something different the next time. So if, just think of like the cycle of a day. We have those 24 hours a day. We have our routines. We go through that day, day after day after day. Each new day is an opportunity to do something differently, to try something new, to mix up the pattern. You don't have to do the same thing every single day, right? Hopefully not. So the Wheel of Fortune is like drawing our attention to time and the cyclical nature of time. And I feel like it's the empowering message is saying that when you're on a cycle, you can choose to kind of tweak it a bit and do something differently the next time. It's like doing the same thing over and over is an opportunity to learn each time. The other thing I get to is center yourself. So when you're centered, you won't feel the ups and downs so violently. You won't be pulled around or pulled out of yourself. When you're centered, when you hold true to your center, it doesn't matter how chaotic things might get, you're centered, you're good. You're centered, you're grounded, you're holding on to yourself. So the message of the Wheel of Fortune is no matter what is happening around you, whether times are good and times are peaceful and times are wonderful, or times are chaotic or they're challenging or they're stressful, no matter what is going on around you, hold on to yourself. Hold on to who you are, what your values are, what's important to you. Hold on to yourself as the wheel goes around and around. Okay, so let's look at all three cards together. So we have a 6, a 7, and a 10. 6 of Pentacles, 7 of Swords, Wheel of Fortune. And I feel like relationships, like relationship dynamics might figure kind of strongly with these cards. And I'll maybe step to the side and put all the cards on the screen here so you can see all of them together. But yeah, I feel like relationships might figure strongly. And I say that because there's two people, well, there's three people in the first card. There's two people in the last card. And there's just one person in the center card. But I feel like there may be things happening this week with relationships, like kind of balancing out the whole giving and receiving thing. Like, you know, you don't want to be the one who's always giving, 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 or the one who's always receiving, receiving, receiving. It's nice to have reciprocity, right? So I think there may be some like issues and challenges related to that when it comes to relationships. And then Wheel of Fortune, it's all about no matter what is happening with your relationships or friendships, holding on to yourself, staying true to who you are, holding on to what's important to you. I know that relationships sometimes require compromise, but you shouldn't be sacrificing what's really important to you. And then Seven of Swords, that middle card that's like really tricky. And I said it was all about kind of struggling with authenticity. I think it's also like struggling with just speaking your truth, communicating clearly. And this might be out of fear, because you may fear like, well, if I say what's on my mind, or if I say what I'm thinking, that's really going to upset things. That's really going to rock the boat. But the Wheel of Fortune is saying, hold on to yourself, stay true to who you are, stay true to what's important to you. So I think the overall message that I'm getting here is, I think it's kind of, there's like challenges this week. It might be a little bit challenging when it comes to reciprocity, giving and receiving, speaking your truth, and Wheel of Fortune, holding on to yourself, holding on to what's important to yourself. But what I'm getting here is with the Wheel of Fortune, when you hold on to yourself and you stay true to yourself, it's going to be a lot easier to be authentic, to be real with people, to be honest and upfront. Seven of Swords is ultimately a card of dishonesty. And feeling like you have to be sneaky about something, or you have to lie, or you can't be who you are. Feeling like you can't say what you're thinking, or you can't be who you are. So yeah, definitely I think some challenges, but also some beautiful aspects to this week too. With Six of Pentacles, I feel like this is also a reminder that there's always people around you that want to help, that want to lend a helping hand. Yeah, that's just my secondary glance at these cards. That's what I'm getting. So it'll be interesting to see how this week pans out. So thank you so much for watching. And again, I'll just show the deck that I used. It was the Modern Witch Tarot by Lisa Sterle. Yeah, so thank you so much for watching. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and leave me a comment if you enjoyed this video. And if you turn on the notifications bell, you will be notified whenever I have an event, whenever I come live on my YouTube channel to do one-card readings, whenever I have workshops coming up. You'll be the first to know if you click on that notifications bell. So thank you so much for watching, and I hope you have a beautiful week.